Hi, I'm Laura Ellis, and welcome to this edition of Happily Ever After. Today I'm going to talk about the importance of saying thank you. Our special day would not have been as wonderful as it was if those who were in it didn't help us greatly. Once everything got canceled due to COVID, as you know, we had to regroup, and people in our wedding had to play many roles over and above just being our guest. Of course, there were some that did get a monetary honorarium. The officiant, of course, we had to pay for our marriage license. We also paid for the photographer. We actually had to sign a contract with him. We had someone do our music, and we had a wonderful woman come in and dance for us. Everyone else was a drafted volunteer. Well, I guess that's well, if you're drafted, you're not a volunteer, but they were a drafted wedding guest, and people had to play multiple roles. And one of the key things as a couple is that we had to say thank you, or we wanted to say thank you. And we also made sure we thanked everyone who wasn't able to attend that sent gifts and things to us. In fact, we received one gift from QVC that we absolutely love, and we have not been able to say thank you because we don't know who sent it. There was no card in the gift. I called QVC. I gave them all the information on the packaging, and they weren't able to tell me who sent the gift. So if you're out there and you sent us a gift from QVC, please know that we're so thankful, and we tried and tried to find you, and we weren't able to. So first and foremost, we're very thankful for everything everyone did for us. So it was very special. So those of the people who came as our guests, even though we had to greatly reduce our guests, I made sure I did gift bags for them. And I was so excited when I went to Party City and saw gift bags. And that particular Party City was going out of business. So they had a number of items for 50% off, 75% off. And I did not realize they had a wedding section. So I went crazy at Party City. So other traditions for brides may have been a brunch and other things. Since all that was canceled for me, Party City became the place where I did a lot of things. And David went with me once or twice, but you know, guys, a lot of them don't like to shop. So he got burnt out pretty quickly. And so going to Party City and getting things for the wedding really became therapy for me. And I really miss that Party City. So one of the things I got were gift bags. I got gift bags for all of our guests. I got small gift bags for all of the bridesmaids and all of the groomsmen. Because at that time I thought they were coming on our postponed ceremony, which didn't happen. And I got gifts for the children who are going to be in the wedding party at Kohl's. And so I was really having a lot of fun. So I'm going to show and spend time, first of all, about the gift bags I bought and what I made for the gift bags for the people who were able to attend the wedding. And then I'll talk about the wedding party. So I'm going to share my screen now and show you the gift bags. All right. So this is a picture of the gift bag. This is was taken by Ryan, our photographer, who was so wonderful because he took pictures of everything. So you will see here it says, "Thank you for celebrating with us." And I love this picture because it has a picture of the tag, "Best day ever." So, and what you see here are leaves. I got all of this at Party City, the tags and the bag and these leaves, and all of this is in gold. Now, I want you to know those tags had our guest names on them written in a gold metallic pen. So each bag was specific for each guest who attended the wedding. So let me show you the second picture so you can get a better look at the bag. But I wanted to show this picture because it had the tag. And the tag was white and gold as well. And I got this stuff at like 70% off, so I was able to get, and I had such a small a number of people at the guests that at the wedding that I was able to buy them, because even at a reduced price, these were not inexpensive gift bags. So here you can see the writing. Thank you for celebrating with us, and you can see the gold leaf. So those leaves were all together. I had to spread them out, and I attached them, and I attached each tag. Now inside, let's see if I can remember everything I put in the bag. So for the ladies, I had a fan because it was in August. I had tissue, a little, those little bags of tissue for every single one. I had, and I want to thank my friend Monique, our colors were purple and blue. So I had a little thing to wash your sanitized lotion. The guys got the blue, the girls got the purple, or the men and women. I had that in there. I made handmade face shields. I had everyone had their own mask that was in a bag to make sure it was clean. So people had the women had a mask, face shield, tissue. What else they had? Tissue, fan, sanitizer, and everyone had a box of candy, hard candy, no chocolate, and it seemed like I had something else. And the men had the same thing, except for the men didn't have a fan. I think we gave them handkerchiefs, but everything else they had the same candy. And the candy for the women was in a little bride box, and the men had a little tuxedos filled with hard candy, tissue, sanitizer. So we were trying to think of all things COVID. So all the guests had a mask, but we put them a individually wrapped individual mask in their bag to use in the future. So that was very important to me. And David was like, Laura, you're going to kill yourself making those gift bags. And it seems like I had something, and I also think I had something else in there for the men. I just can't remember what, but I think I went to Hobby Lobby and they had these tiny little wooden flags because it was after 4th of July, and they were like 90% off. Can you hear a theme here? I'm always getting things on sale. I do not believe in paying retail unless I absolutely have to. So I wanted to put something in there for the men as well and make it really special. And Caleb was the person that's David's nephew who gave out the gift bag. So when our guests arrived, all their gift bags were on a table. So before they came in the backyard, they actually had their gift bags. So I wanted them to be able to use the items in the gift bag that during the ceremony if they needed them. Oh, I also made each person by hand an individual bookmark. So they, with our names on it, thanking them with the date of our wedding. Now, the thing that was an absolute fail for, I gave each person a pen, and in the scrapbooking world, there's some company where you have these cards, and I had a little piece of paper in there telling them thank you, and each person had their own card. So not only did the bag say thank you, I made handmade cards, and I thanked each individual personally. So even when a person came as a couple, my mom and dad each got their own bag with their own stuff in it, and they each got a card from me, a handwritten handmade card. Pete and Ruby, the same thing. So I didn't give a bag to a couple. Each person had their own bag, and each person had a handmade card and a handwritten note from me, which included David as well. But I did all that, and I absolutely loved it. And my absolute fail is that I put a card in each bag, and I had written a note that said, please give us any advice as a newly married couple. Not one person read that note, and not one person filled out that card. And I was like, what? I was really looking forward to hearing what people had to say, because we didn't invite just anybody to our wedding. We invited people that were very important to us, and then we had to cut it down drastically. And I thought that would be a really fun activity. And as the bride, everything was happening so fast that I didn't have an opportunity to tell people that. But if they had gone through their gift bag, or maybe I should have asked Pastor Valerie to announce that. But I realized a lot of people do not like to write, and maybe I should have told people about it during the rehearsal dinner, not that they would have remembered. But it wasn't a disappointment, and they could have written the cards, and we had a beautiful box where people could have put cards for us, and that was all in the instructions. I had these little pieces of paper that I typed up, cut up, and put in the gift bags. So that was kind of a disappointment for me, because I'm a scrapbooker and I really wanted to capture other people, not only in pictures, but there's something that's so beautiful about people's handwriting, even if they're printing. And, it's okay, but I really wanted that to be a part of it. And I guess I didn't express myself in a way that people were able to receive that and do that. And I guess writing takes time and thought, and to do it during a reception is not the appropriate time. So that was a total fail. But that's okay. And we also had to cancel our photo booth. We canceled that because we were going to do it later. But I wanted to make sure all of our guests had something in hand that they could use, not only during the wedding, but after the wedding. So that was one of the things that was very important to me. And you wouldn't think that would take a lot of time, but it took a lot of time when you're trying to do everything else. The second thing I had a lot of fun with is buying gifts for my bridesmaids. Long story short, only one was able to attend my actual wedding, and we have not been able to reschedule the ceremony. But back last year, I put together their gifts. I made each one of my bridesmaids a handmade card with a handwritten note thanking them, because they did really try. They bought their dresses. We went through makeup on Zoom, and everything just fell through. So I was able to put their gifts together, and I can't even remember everything I gave them. I know I bought each one of them a necklace. I bought each one of them a shawl to go with the dress in case it was chilly, and and I can't remember else I bought them, but I bought them some other things. And one of my bridesmaids, my BFF from childhood, Brenda, her package got lost because I forgot to put her apartment number on. And it took over a month to get that package back to me. I had to repackage it, pay for it again, and I put her address, but I forgot to put her apartment number. And I even called my cousin Chris in Southfield, Michigan, and said, Chris, where's my package? Can you help me? But it did eventually come back. And I was able to make sure all of my bridesmaids had something special and to thank them. And for the children in the wedding, I bought them gifts from Kohl's, and I sent them to them as well. But none of that came to fruition. But I'm still glad I did it, because it still made, I felt so guilty that everybody bought their dresses, and we got them from Allure, I think it is, online. And thankfully I did, they didn't, they put out money for it, but it wasn't extremely expensive or anything. I am the frugal bride. I need to rename myself. But not to have them with me. We had our hotel set. We had all their rooms. David and I had a room. I had a room the day of the wedding. Just anticipating those special moments, and getting those pictures and just with none of that happening was really hard, and I still haven't seen some of my bridesmaids because of the pandemic. And even though it's really over now, it's still not safe to travel. So, but I just really wanted to say thank you. And that's very important. And I even bought, and I still have them if I can find them, small little gift bags to give all the groomsmen and all the bridesmaids. I still wanted to give them something if we rescheduled the wedding, a ceremony. That didn't happen, and all that stuff is somewhere in the house that I share with my parents. So, yeah, that was hard. And it's hard for me to talk about it because I really was looking forward to that, being with all my bridesmaids. And I'm so thankful for Tammy. She really stepped up. She knocked it out the park. And I'm really thankful to Miss Barry Wells, who was able to have my hair done by this outstanding hairstylist, who I could probably use some help from today, named Robin. And then one of my coworkers, who's a dear friend, a very beautiful woman. Her daughter agreed to do my makeup. So even though the things that I wanted didn't happen, there were things that I didn't expect that happened. And so many people were so kind. I got cards and letters and gifts from people who weren't able to come to the ceremony. And that just really touched my heart. So saying thank you is so important. And David and I are both very thankful. I think I'm still very sentimental about all of it. But one of the things as I close today is that it's important to understand the power of saying thank you, how important it is for other people to know that you're grateful for what they did, because it encourages them, it gives them hope, it gives them strength, and it makes them feel good. And if it makes them feel good, how much more important is it to thank God for all He has provided, for all He does for us every day, for His provision, for His protection, for His strength, for His love, His mercy, His favor, His grace. No matter what, we should always be thankful, and we should always find time to thank God for all He has done. So even though our wedding wasn't what we expected, even though we have spent our first year dealing with COVID like everyone else as newlyweds, we're still together, we're still happy, we're still coping. And as Bishop Thomas said in church today, because this was our first day going back to church in person, is that we're still here. And so as long as we're here, we're going to give thanks and praise to God. And I'm so thankful for everyone who did everything. And anyone who's watching this, and you've been watching it every day, thank you. It really makes a matter. And I'm sorry, I'm a little discombobulated right now, but it really makes a big difference. It really warms my heart. And I want to encourage anyone who's going through anything difficult, who has faced disappointment like I have, who had dreams and plans and everything just blew up in your face and it's out of your control. I understand. Hold on. Let go of the pain. That's what I'm doing now, and the disappointment, and know that things can work out and things can be beautiful, and be thankful for everything you have, because you have to keep moving forward no matter what. All right, that's it for today, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for Happily Ever After. You all take care, and remember, be thankful and grateful. And another way of saying it is have the attitude of gratitude. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.